I laughed when my husband asked for a divorce. He ruined his relationship with the girl he left me for. Matthew came home on a Tuesday and sat me down at the kitchen table. Our kids were at soccer practice and he'd timed it perfectly. He told me about Jenna, 24 years old, works in his accounting department, and apparently understands him in ways I never could after 15 years of marriage. He had it all planned out. He'd already rented a 2-bedroom apartment downtown, first and last month paid. He wanted to do things the right way, he said. Divorce first, then move her in after a few months so the kids could adjust. I remember looking at him and just laughing. Not a cruel laugh, just genuine surprise at how stupid he was being. He got defensive immediately, asked me why I wasn't crying or screaming, said he expected me to at least care that our marriage was ending. I told him I'd need 2 weeks to tell the kids and find a lawyer. He seemed relieved, even thanked me for being mature about it. What Matthew didn't know was that Jenna had reached out to me 3 weeks earlier. She'd sent me a long message on Instagram apologizing for everything, said she didn't know we were still together, that Matthew had told her we were basically roommates going through a slow separation, that I was cold and emotionally distant, that he'd been unhappy for years and was only staying for the kids. She seemed genuinely upset and sent me screenshots of their conversations, hundreds of texts where he complained about me, said I'd let myself go, that I didn't understand his ambitions. He'd told her we hadn't been intimate in over a year. The problem was Jenna had been following my Instagram for months. She'd seen our anniversary post from 4 months ago, the trip to Hawaii where Matthew surprised me with a helicopter tour, the photos of us kissing on the beach, his caption calling me his soulmate and best friend, my post calling him the love of my life. She'd also seen the photos from 2 weeks before she messaged me, date night at our favorite restaurant, Matthew's hand on my waist, both of us smiling. Jenna asked me directly, why would he lie about all of this if we were so happy? I told her the truth. Matthew does this every few years like clockwork, gets bored with routine, starts pursuing someone younger at work, threatens divorce to see if I'll fight for him, then backs out when reality sets in. This was the 3rd time. The first time was when our oldest was 2, a paralegal from his firm. The second was 5 years ago with someone from his gym who taught spin classes. Both times he came crying back within weeks, and I took him back because I believed people could change. Jenna thanked me and said she needed to think. She dumped him that same night. The next morning, Matthew came home looking like he hadn't slept. He was quiet all day, barely ate dinner, and kept checking his phone constantly. I knew Jenna had ended it, but I didn't say anything. For the next 2 weeks, he slowly fell apart, stopped talking about the apartment, started trying to have conversations with me about random things like we used to, even suggested we watch our favorite show together one night. Yesterday, he came home from work early and found me in the home office. He was crying, actually sobbing like I'd never seen before. He sat down across from me and said he'd made a terrible mistake, that he got caught up in something stupid and threw away everything that mattered. He said Jenna wasn't who he thought she was, that she'd twisted his words and made him feel crazy, that she was immature and manipulative. He asked me to forget everything, said we could go to counseling, take a trip, whatever I needed. He grabbed my hand and said 15 years was too much to throw away over one mistake. I opened my desk drawer and handed him an envelope. He looked confused. I told him to open it. Divorce papers, already filed, already served. My lawyer had delivered them to his office that morning while he was in a meeting with his boss. His face went white. He said this wasn't what he wanted, that he'd changed his mind, that I was supposed to give him a chance to fix things. I reminded him he'd asked for the right way to do this. Divorce first, remember? This is the right way. He started panicking then, said I was being cruel, that I'd led him on by acting calm about everything, that any normal wife would have fought harder. I told him any normal husband wouldn't have asked for a divorce in the first place. He's currently staying at that apartment he rented. The lease is for a year and he can't get out of it. The kids know everything because I told them the truth when he asked for the divorce 2 weeks ago. They're hurt, but they'll be okay. Jenna blocked him on everything. Apparently he tried calling her from different numbers. And me? I'm planning that Hawaii trip he promised me. This time I'm going alone.